Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is February 26, 2022. Welcome to the Julie and Milo Show. My name is Julie. I am coming to you from Orange County, California. My dear friend Milo is now sitting in his car. Milo, if you could please say hello to everyone.
Hey, how you guys doing? So good to have you on the show today. I'm sitting here at Discount Tire trying to get my tire fixed. So love all of you. Back to you, Julie.
Thank you, Milo. So good to have everyone. Welcome everyone from all around the world joining us today. All of our friends, our new friends, friends that have been supporting the Julie and Milo show in the past year. We appreciate you. And also welcome all the guests that are watching us through our YouTube channel. We are currently doing live stream right now on Marty DeGamo, Julie and Milo, Bill Must channel, Redfern. We are also doing on Passive Nation and on Passive official channel as well. We glad that you're joining us today, and please do click the subscribe button, like, and click the bell just so that every time when we have one of these live shows coming out or any video that we upload, you'll be the first person to get notified. So thanks so much for support the channel, and thank you so much for being here with us. Today, the topic that we are talking about is how ONPASSIVE can help teachers. When I said teachers, I mean professor, instructors, mentors, coach, anyone that has something to teach other people, right? Anyone that actually have the knowledge, the benefit to actually teaching and, training someone. So I mean, teachers is all that, everyone in that. Our goal for the Julie and Milo show when we bring this topic up is truly wants to start a little bit of thinking in everyone's mind, looking at ONPASSIVE in different angle, not only just a founder position, but at this time we are going to another phase of looking at the broader pictures, how ONPASSIVE can help other industry, other venues, other, truly, if you truly looking at ONPASSIVE is enough for everything that we are doing in our life. And ONPASSIVE will be able to help, will be the solutions to solve any kind of challenges anyone has, especially the people that struggling every single day, trying to get their knowledge, try to share their knowledge. And teachers is something that I'm really passionate about. Just a little bit about this subject. My degree is in teaching. Back in early 2000, the teaching, salary at that time, when I was hired for a position in one of the school district, I wasn't a teacher at that time. I'm close to, but wasn't a teacher at that time. It was $28,000 to accept that position as a person who graduated from college, having a bachelor degree in teaching in children and adolescent study. My thought at that time, actually,
I think Julie is frozen for a bit. Hopefully she can come back in or reconnect.
And what she does is getting paid around that time, probably roughly about $30,000 a year. But I see that my internet is unstable. But at that time, she does whatever it takes for her to be able to mold, to be able to teach these kids with all the senses, because at that time, growing up, if you can expose your children to any positive environment at that time was something that she wanted to do. I mean, I seen what my mom did, and I follow her step, got my degree in teaching. And when I came out to, start teaching, I feel that it's a very rewarding field, but yet it's the toughest. I think that's Milo. I'm gonna mute him because he's inside. You know, it's a very, very rewarding field, but at the same time, it's the toughest field because you don't get paid that much, but yet you spend so much time to prepare your curriculum, to prepare the materials to teach the children. Not only that, all the POPs, all the funds the school or the district provide are not enough. So teaching teachers is a very tough, you know, tough field to be in. You have to be seniority, you have to be tenure in order for you to make certain amount of money. A lot of teachers nowadays, because I have children, I see that teachers are teaching our kids, treating it as if it was a career, you know, just because of the retirement plans, because of all of that. It's not about the passion. So when I learn about ONPASSIVE and the products of ONPASSIVE giving to all of us, I see that there's a very beneficial products and a place where we can help our teachers. So the topic that we are bringing here today, just so that, you know, everyone do know a teacher. So let's have a discussions, you know, how do you see some of what we are offering on ONPASSIVE help the teachers? Like I said, when I talk about teachers, I meant professors, I meant mentors. I do know that you do know some of them, or maybe you are. I would love for you to raise your hands and please let us know what the difficulties that you see if you are a teacher, or if you are having children and you see the difficulties in the teachers that teaches your children. I would love to hear from you. Milo, I'm going to send it back to you. I don't know if you'll be able to speak and add a little bit more to it, the purpose of why we are doing this, and what are the values that we can offer to our viewer or our listeners.
Great job, Julie. Yeah, I'm sitting here in Discount Tire, so it's going to be noisy. So I'm just going to say just a few words and I'll recap it at the end, because by then I should, my tire should be fixed and stuff. So, but I don't want to create a noise in here, but teachers are a great thing. And there's so much that I feel that ONPASSIVE will be able to bring to it. And like you said, it's going to bring, you know, people will be able to have that passion. And as teachers, I know I've got nieces that teach, and they pay a lot of money themselves to make sure that students get what they need and stuff like that. And it's going to be nice for them that they'll be able to offer that. And there's so many things when we talk about teachers, it's such a wide variety. You could say, you know, teachers in schools, in colleges, you could even go as far as say, what about guitar teachers? What about piano teachers? What about voice teachers? So there's many things that can be considered as teachers, you know, but it's a great thing. And I do feel that there's going to be many benefits that ONPASSIVE will offer. So I'm going to throw it back to you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Milo. Absolutely. We're talking about teachers for everything in life. And I would love to hear from some of us who are here on the panel. Anyone that would want to bring in some of the difficulties, some of the challenges that the teachers or mentors or anyone that facing today, so that we can bring some more values to them. Okay. All right, I'll bring up some of the hardship. First of all, teachers are spending lots of time preparing for them, preparing some material, some curriculum, some POPs to be able to teach the children. And it is a career that is the toughest career, but yet it's a rewarding career. At the same time, the rewarding part of it is that, you know, when you teach a child, when they grow up, they come back and say hello to you and hug you, and that teachers, that little kid coming back to you as a doctor, let's say, or as an engineer or a lawyer, that is a rewarding part of it, because it starts from the very young age. And I see Father Blaise here has his hand raised. I'd like to call on him. Father Blaise.
Thank you very much, Julia. Milo. As you said, I'm also passionate on teaching. I was a teacher myself for a few years. teaching in the high school and teaching also in lecturing with in the graduate level for those who are preparing to become priests and or lay people who are preparing themselves in religious skills. So one of the challenges I met myself, and I believe it is the one of many teachers, is the access to knowledge in some areas of the world. Access to knowledge because you don't have a proper library to find books and then feed yourself your knowledge on the teaching you will share with the young or the students. Lack of instrument of knowledge, because also maybe internet access will not give you enough information when you can go and find what you need and share with other teachers in many areas in this world the knowledge they have, and that can help you to enhance your you, to enhance yourself, your techniques of teaching, pedagogy, what they call pedagogy. So for me, ONPASSIVE will be a space where more and more teachers can come together or will be meeting with the knowledge they have and the way they share this knowledge with a great amount of students, and that can help them to help each other as professional to have something in hands wherever they are, and then also be able to give to bring this to a small levels and areas where it is so difficult to have access to knowledge. This is one of the challenges I met when I was teaching in those small sorts of those places somewhere in Africa, because I've been in Africa in many countries like DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. I've been also in Cameroon, and I believe challenges was the same on those areas. Access to knowledge for teachers themselves. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you so much, Father Blaise, for adding to that. Absolutely, the resources is what missing from a lot of, teachers from around the world, actually, even in the U.S. So I see David has his hand raised. David, thanks so much to Father Blaise. David, please unmute your mic.
Yeah, I like to say something on that. I think that the schools are having a lot of problems today because I don't think a lot of it's the teachers' fault, but I think it might be some of the school board faults. But they're trying to do away history, and that's bad. I think the kids need to learn about history. That's what keeps us going the right direction in our life, and teach the kids the right direction in their life to know about history. And they're trying to do away with that. They're trying to teach them other things they don't need to know, But I think that, like I said, that I think they need to stay with the history part, because there's a lot of history in other, like the United States got a lot of history in it. Other countries got a lot of history in it. Those kids need to learn that history because it makes them a better person when they get out of school. So I think they're trying to change that, and that's not good. So that's how I say. Thank you.
Thank you, David. So exactly. So the resources, right? It's another thing that library full of histories, right? Library is where we need it. So the way how I see is that, we're not looking at just the teachers only. How about the school district? Do we know a school district, one of the board or two? That is something where we actually can play a big role in these districts. Do you have kids that go to a school that, belong to a district? Think about that too, because my children right now are in school right now, especially my elementary kid. She has so many programs. She has classrooms, she has Class Mojo. I mean, all these programs right now, the districts are putting money to pay for those programs in order for the kids to have the materials, the interaction, right? And then they're also programmed for them to keep track with the staff. There's program that keeping track with students' attendance, the students' immunization. There are so many programs right now that the school districts are currently paying. They don't have the budget to be able to pay for those programs. Therefore, they cut some of those valuable, like what David is saying, history. It's one of the things that should be staying in, the school, so that the children can learn where they're coming from. And that's a problem I wanted to bring on. And I know that we have Marty, Milo, and we have a lot of founders on here can say, you know what, these are the problems that the school district or the teachers are facing. Now, what about the mentors? What about mentorship program out there? What about Boys and Girl Clubs, or even Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts? Do you feel that ONPASSIVE can actually help them? Absolutely. Absolutely. I like to bring some more of the challenges on, and then we're going to go back to say ONPASSIVE. How are we going to, use the products of ONPASSIVE to be able to benefit some of these challenges that we see? David, you have your hand raised again. Please go ahead and
Yeah,
speak.
I'd like to say one more thing too. The parents today doesn't have a lot of say in how the kids are taught today. They're trying to, I don't know, they're trying to take that freedom away from the parents. And I think every parent ought to have their right the way their kids should be taught. And today they're trying to take that away from them, and that needs to change.
For sure. We can't change that, but we can help them to change that by give them the tools and the power in terms of the resources for us to help them. So I'd like to hear some more. Lisa, I saw your hand raised. Did you need to bring up a topic, a challenge, Lisa? Okay, I don't hear from Lisa. Milo, did you want to add on to? Oh, he has his mic and his camera off. So we're gonna.
I was talking. I was talking with the guy. They're pulling my car in now, so that's why I turned it off and stuff. Let me see. But actually, I didn't hear what you said other than the mentorship part of it. Let me see if I can turn my camera back on. There. Give me a second. Okay. So I'm not sure I heard everything that was said, but the mentorship of it, I think it's a great point, with mentors, and also the resource. That's a great thing about ONPASSIVE and the internet. But, when you talk about now children and teachers and mentors all have, whereas we used to have to go to a library to find things. You no longer have to do that. You just speak into your computer and it'll find it. And then when you talk about ONPASSIVE, you're talking about that it's going to find so much more, and it's going to find it so much quicker. We're talking internet that's 5 to 10 times faster than what we have now. So it's going to make a huge difference in our learning. And I agree with David on the history part, that we should, teach our children more about history and train them in. We'll be able to train them in, mentor them into where to find that information. So I guess I didn't hear that last part that you was talking about because I was with them with my car.
That's okay, Milo. I'll have you come back when you're ready to come back.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I would love to hear from other people in other countries instead of just what it is here in the US. I mean, all those are just some of the points that I see having kids going to school here in the US. I know internet is big. We do need to have access to it. And I know other countries in needs of that. And I like to hear from other countries if possible. I like to have you talk about what are the people are facing in other countries as teachers. Go ahead and turn off my little video. No, no one's is adding to the conversation here. Now, everybody probably, Lystra, go ahead, please.
All right, I have a question, and I hope it's not a dumb one, but I worked with the school board in Toronto for many years as a secretary, and I know that there are challenges and so on. Now, how would I go about trying to reach out to them? Which is the best way? I have no idea.
It is not a dumb question. It's actually a great question, Lystra. I believe as of right now, our products are not live yet. So it's really truly something where we want to basically educate ourselves. And this is only my opinion. We wanted to educate ourselves in how our product can help them first, right? In what part? So at this point, that's the reason why we brought this up here, so that it's kind of stir our thinking away how ONPASSIVE products can help with these company, these school district, right? And when you are done with, when you kind of, getting the knowledge of how it is and how it does, how it works. And then at that time, when ONPASSIVE launched to your world, it's so easy for you to say, you know what, you need this product, go try it out. Right? Rather than if you were to bring it to them today and you said, I have this awesome products that I wanted to share with you. And they said, okay, let me know, how does it work? What it's like? Oh, by the way, it's not launched yet, or it's not, we are in beta testing. So I believe it's best is for all of us to get knowledge about how our products can help, as we are all knowing that, we can have product going from and going from having a domain name to management to all of that. So I would love for Marty to speak about it really quick. Marty, are you with us?
I'm here.
Hi, Marty. Thanks for joining. Lystra is having a questions about how does she going to approach these districts where she used to work with about ONPASSIVE?
I only heard about half of what you said. I don't know. I didn't hear it. You're breaking up, or I'm breaking up, one of the two, but I'm having trouble hearing what's being said.
I think I am breaking up because I've been having unstable connections. Lystra, do you want to repeat your question so Marty can hear
Sure.
too?
Yeah, I was asking, I said, I worked for the school, the school board for quite a few years ago. And if I wanted to reach out to them to bring this product to them, how do I go about that? In the future, of course.
Yeah, that's
like Julie said.
That's a big one. I think anytime with the product part of it, where you're going to sell the product, the questions that they're going to ask you, you won't know the answers because we don't know. But I think when it comes out and they make these videos that go along with something to do with what you're talking about, where you can go and share that, something short, and then you educate yourself on it. You could say, look, you could do this, 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 and this. I'm not a teacher. My daughter is a physical ed teacher. What I was thinking, and like I said, I have no idea. But for somebody, let's say, wanted to know history, like David said, a teacher or a professor that teaches history could come onto the platform and teach it and make his own course, and then actually monetize that by charging whatever he wanted. Now, for the schools, a lot of schools are still doing out of school teaching, which would be great because Academy, you could do that. There's so many applications that, oh my God. I mean, and I think it'll be more and more clear as things open up and we see how things work and all that. But I mean, like, if I wanted to learn Spanish, you know, I got the 4 grandchildren here. It's not like I'm going to be able to go somewhere to learn that. But there'll be a day when I can go in my own back office and say, Spanish lessons, 10 lessons for blank, blank, blank. I click the link and there's a person that is a Spanish teacher and they're offering their services and it's fairly reasonable. And I go through the whole course and I learn some Spanish. It's both people win, the person learning and the person sharing. It may not sound a lot, but with ONPASSIVE, if you leverage what you're doing, a teacher that makes the average income for a teacher in the United States is $62,000 a year. 10% is like 40,000, 30,000, but it depends on where you live and how much you make. But if you could take a few courses and put them on ONPASSIVE, you could double your salary. Because it's not like you need to charge a lot. Like As said, a year from now, when you have 100 million people and 1/10 of 1% want to learn how to speak Spanish, you just gave yourself a raise and you could set it up ahead of time. It's not like you even have to be there. You could make a series of short videos. You put it in and as they click one and finish it, they pay 20 bucks or whatever you want to charge. They say, well, I want to learn course number 2. They pay another 20 bucks, boom, boom, boom. And then you could also sell the whole course for a grand total of something. So there's so much you can do. I wouldn't know what to say to a school because I don't know the function or the mechanics of what we have yet. But listen, you're a sharp lady. When it comes out, find out from your experience what part is in there that would work for what you did. And if it did, it'll work for millions of people. I would wait, let it come out, learn how it goes and go, okay, I got it. You set up your own idea because you know what would work for them once you can see it. The problem we have now, we don't have a full vision of anything. It's little bits and pieces. But what we do know is educators or people that want to be educated can kill it, right? I mean, there's going to be a lot of travel. You can have somebody comes in and tells you the culture of each country. Like I went to Japan and you don't do certain things. I didn't know. I got a book and told me what not to do and what to do. And you would think, oh, what's the big deal? Some things upset people. So you got to be careful and all that. But you can go in and learn Japanese enough to get by. How do I get to the hospital? How do I get a taxi? Where's the hotel? Stuff like that. And you can survive until you learn a little bit more. But the sky's the limit. I mean, every time I think about what ONPASSIVE will do, especially for educators, because they're not paid that well. And like some people say, oh, I'm not happy with what I'm getting. But if you wanted to go back and learn history, what your kids do, you could send them to a history teacher and tell them what's really happened in history if you don't like what's going on in school. Some people, their kids don't go to school at all. I know Ash's son, the genius little boy there, he does everything online, absolutely everything. And it's a great education. And look, people go to school for 4 years when in reality, you should be able to finish your course in about 1 year. A lot of it's just, you take stuff in school you don't need. You know, home ec. Well, I'm not going to do with home ec. I mean, you want to be a scientist or an engineer and they got you, well, you need 2 classes of this. Why? It's craziness. But all that's I think the world's going to change. And I think ONPASSIVE will have a big impact on how people look at things. I really do. It's not going to happen overnight, but I think things will change because it's going to be a force to reckon with when you have 1 million people, 2 million, 100 million. So I'm sorry I got off course, but there's so much. As you learn it, Lystra, when you got it inside your head and your heart, you say, okay, I'm going to the school. I know what I want to tell them. That's all. Just wait until it comes out. It's not clear yet. That's all. It'll be clear to all of us. Musicians, teachers, professors. Talking to Red today, he's a chef, a certified chef. He can make dinner for him and his family and get paid for it. I mean, think about that. It's no joke. And then, whatever it happens to be. So he's getting paid to eat. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Lystra. Thank you, Marty. Marty, I'm going to put you on the spot really quick because I know you had spoken to a university before. And if you could share with everyone here, what did you bring on the table when you actually spoke with the university?
I brought the main course. His name was Ash Mifara. That helped a lot. But at that time, it was about a year ago. And I believe within that year, Ash Mifara took Academy, wrinkled it up, threw it in the trash, and rebuilt it probably twice, okay? Because as he's going, he wanted to get better, better, and better. Now would have made more sense. But it's still not too late because they'll be in. Some of them. What? You do know I'm on a live, right? Okay, give me 1 second. That's way more important than what we're talking about, Julie, just in case.
Absolutely. Hi, Shorty.
Yeah, he doesn't care. I forgot what I was talking about.
The university.
Oh, they asked a bunch of questions. How do we do this? How do we do that? Ash answered them all, but we still got to that point when.
That's right.
And that answer couldn't be, we couldn't answer that. Ash couldn't answer that at the time. But we're getting real close that deal that we talked about would have been a done deal because you can answer it's now. You know what I mean? So they didn't go anywhere because there's nothing out there any better. I don't care what people are doing, whether it's a month from now, 2 months from now. When this comes out, even if they have a contract, they're at the end of their contract, they're coming down past. So, but it's massive. I have a Bahama team, and you guys know Daryl Cook. He's gobbling up schools in the Bahamas, absolutely gobbling them up because they're seeing, even though, thank God, this pandemic seems to be dying down a little bit, some people, I think, will be educated from home. I just do. I just think a lot of things have changed. I think that kind of was a kick to people. I think you can get a better education. Ash brought up big points about the waste in school. The waste, I mean, look how much people are paying to go to school. Dr. Benny can give you a horror story of what she's paying for school. And we did a student loan or a loan for my daughter. I'm still paying on it. And what's really sad, my daughter's not even doing what she went to school for.
That's right.
I mean, what a joke. I mean, people don't know what you want. What do you know at 18, 19 years old? You have no clue.
Right.
Most of the kids, you don't know what you want. I see people taking these courses and spending $60,000 for a job that's going to pay them 20. It's crazy. But I think the option, I think everything will change because we're thinking one way, but I think the way we think and what we do is going to change along with ONPASSIVE. We're going to see changes in our lifetime where we go, wow, ONPASSIVE made that happen. I believe. But the sky's the limit, whatever's out there. But it goes back to whatever your passionate is. Like Lystra knows about schooling and the board part of it. She'll never forget that. When ONPASSIVE gets to that point, she's going to go, oh my God, look what this is going to do for what I used to do or what I do now. And that light bulb's going to go up in everybody in ONPASSIVE. I mean, there's so much. You imagine going to the market center and Market or whatever it is and punch up anything, health, learning, Spanish, cooking, fishing, everything will be there. And if they click on it and they take the course, you're going to get paid too. That's why get people on ONPASSIVE and their years for life, whatever they do. Ash brought up about the cement glue that they created. He's not joking. So you don't think there'll be builders that are in ONPASSIVE? Maybe only a couple 100 million, right? Eventually. So everything we do will be there. A guy said to me, yeah, when I get the money, I'm going to buy a car. I said, if you wait a while, you could probably buy it through ONPASSIVE. You don't think there'll be car dealerships that are in commerce or whatever? Absolutely. And you can pay them with your wallet from the back office. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm getting off. I always lose my mind, but but anything's possible from coaching. You brought it up last week. And every show you've had, coaching, singing, music, people left knowing a lot more than they came with. And that's all we're doing is teaching people the limit is the sky's the limit. There is no, for anything you want to do, anything. I think you'll have educators on. Ash already said that you'll be able to go into Academy and get a degree. That's a big step from a year ago, everybody. It was an open forum before, not so much now. He's actually going to have people there that will teach those kind of things. And he gave an education last night in traffic. And I told him all the horror stories I went through. And last night he just made me look like I was from Romper Room. No, you understand what I'm saying? So you know that you got this guy. I know this is out in the open. You got Frankenstein developing all this stuff for the better, because his limit here is 0. He has no limitations what he thinks. If you think it, you can have it. He's right. And we're all part of it. We don't even have to think it. We get to ride his coattails, as you said, Julie, all of us. But anyway, yeah, sky's the limit. I don't care what you're training, what you want, what you think. When you think it, when your light bulb goes off, you're going to find it on Passive has a tool, a product, or something that can enhance that career. I don't care what it is. You can't think of one thing and tell me that they couldn't do it on Passive, especially when it's done. Because we keep thinking that everything's digital. You know what I'm thinking? Digital is a multi-billion-dollar company. It's going to wind up being 1% of ONPASSIVE. There's so much we don't see. Physical products he brought up, chemical products. It's like, what chemical product could there be? He just said last night they developed a adhesive for people that are builders. I mean, come on, did you think he was thinking of that? No. When the frick was you thinking of that? And we're all part of it. I'm going to bring people into ONET free. Why? Because once they're there, they're going to shop, they're going to buy something, I'm going to get money for it. That's what everybody should think. Stop thinking about the fruit in the top of the tree. Get the apples that already fell out, and you'll be a millionaire. All of us. But anyway, I know I have no idea where I'm going. So I'm going to stop because it's not good for me or you. Okay. And thank God Milo's stuck in a higher place, so this would be even worse. Anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you, Marty. Don't go away yet, because I know we do have questions coming up too that we are gonna need your input in that. But absolutely, what Marty is bringing up right here, it's amazing. We got to think broader than what it is now, right? At the beginning, we focusing on how we're going to invite more people in to join our business as founders. But today, we got to think about, and especially on today's topic, we got to think about teachers, mentors, instructor, professor, trainer, anybody that can think it, anybody that changes your life or your kid's life, right? So I appreciate Marty for saying that. Milo, you don't have to raise your hand. Please jump on in, Milo, and then I'll start calling on hands after you finish.
Wow, that was good stuff, Marty, and I agree with everything you say. It's freezing up here in Tennessee, and I can't believe it, man. I'm out here walking around the parking lot, so it's not too noisy in the other room. But that was great stuff. But Lystra, one thing that I thought that I think that schools will really be able to use it in is staff. But like Marty said, we got to wait till it all comes out and see everything. But I mean, when you talk about staff, you know, that's a tool that I think every school will love and will need, you know, to track whether it's parents, it's children, it's everything. And of course, Academy is going to be huge too. And like David's point about history, you know, how cool is it that you can teach all these different classes on it, and you'll be able to do that. And you know, it's just going to make it better for all of us. And like Marty was saying, we don't even know, you know, maybe 1/10 of what it actually is. So just wanted to bring that up.
Absolutely, Milo. Thank you so much. And another, Milo, Lystra, there's
I'm going back inside.
Okay, all right. Listra, one thing is true is that there is a less than 6 minutes video, Listra. That is a very good one that ONPASSIVE put it out for you, for all of us to actually be able to use those. It is focusing on the event of O staff, but I think that's a good one for you to start. I have noticed that Daryl Cook is here with us today, and Daryl Cook, as you know, Marty is talking about, Daryl Cook is wobbling get all the school in the Bahamas. Daryl Cook, if you're in the house, please, if you would unmute your mic and give us some more value.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. Good to see you, Daryl. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I was going to stay incognito. Hey, Milo. But since Marty brought us up, yeah, let me just tell you what we're doing. We're trying to find key teachers that the other founders in the Bahamas know. And so we reach out to them. We explain to them, what's going on with Academy, O staff, and some of the other tools that are pertinent for, teachers. And then our goal is to get that teacher to understand it. Then we're actually sponsoring the teacher. And then we ask the teacher, what school that they're involved in. And then we talk a little bit more. Then we actually find sponsors for the school. So it's kind of a grassroots movement. And I think we have about 10 schools now in 3 islands. And it goes everything from a daycare right up through a college. So we've covered every aspect, and we're hoping that more will come on board. But hey, it's a good start, and we're excited about it.
Daryl, thank you so much for joining us. And you brought up some great points. Sponsor your teachers. That's beautiful. I love it. The lights start turning on my head right now. Daryl, so
I want to add one thing, Julie, real quick. Super important. Grab people like Daryl and get them on your team.
Daryl, today we are focusing on teachers. Can you please give us how you start this? How do you go from point 8 to talk to the teachers to the point where you said, okay, I decide that I'm going to sponsor you? Could you please kind of walk us through that, and how did you do it? Because we're all here to learn today.
Yeah, well, the Bahamas is a very close knit people group, and they're very, very active in their schools. They're very active in their churches and in their government. So really, the history and the culture of the people was set. And then what we did is we just started reaching out and asking the school district, or the teachers of the school districts, how do the schools get new equipment, et cetera, et cetera. And there was one key statement, and it said that outside organizations actually send money or equipment to these schools, both public and private. And I said, ka-ching, that was the key. So now we know that the Bahama school districts, the public school districts, allow private industry, private donations to come to those districts. So then it was really easy. So we just started asking the teachers, how do you get this? How do you get that? And we found that it needed a lot of work. So we just started to explain what ONPASSIVE was all about. We guaranteed them nothing except for superior products that are coming and superior support staff from the company. And then we also shared with them, oh, bless. And when we did that, it was like, oh boy, what school district wouldn't want to come on? So we shared how oh, bless could be a inter-island help just within the Bahamian group, and then showed them how by becoming a founder, they could be plugged in with 1.2 million people around the world. And if they needed X number of computers, well, what's the price tag? And then we set up a campaign through Obless, ask for 50 cents a piece, and you've got $500,000. But that's all speculative, but they caught the vision. And so we're working with some very, very key teachers in very, very high places. in the teachers union. We got them involved, and then they started to talk and share. And so that's what it is. Don't be afraid to ask teachers their need. And Mr. Mufara is a master at that. Ask what their needs are, and then you show them the solution.
Absolutely.
I hope that helped.
Absolutely, Daryl. Thank you so much for coming on. Are you staying with us until the end of the program?
Yeah, I actually was on the live stream, and then when I heard Marty say that, I said, okay, I better come out of my closet and share what's going on, because there's a few key people in the Bahamas that have started this, and then it went from key people to key groups. And I think every area of every people group can do that. They just have to, you know, get out and start sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Daryl. We appreciate your being here with us. And as we all know, Daryl is doing a lot of work behind the scenes, you know, in terms of writing and educations as well. So thank you so much for being here with us. I do see that there's a lot of hands. We do have Daryl, we have Milo, we have Marty here. If you have questions, or if you have either questions about how to approach someone, or how do you share ONPASSIVE with the teachers, or all the categories that I mentioned, please raise your hands here. I'm going to call on Tim Dillon. Tim?
Thank you, Julie. I'm sitting here brainstorming terribly because I come from a family of educators, and my brother is out in California, pretty close to you, Julie. He's in Riverside, and he is a teacher's teacher. He teaches people to teach. And I have tried to introduce this to him, but I understand, coming from educators, they are very skeptical about everything. They question everything. It's really hard to break that mold. Now, the one thing I do know, if you want to break into the school districts and you want to help schools, the superintendents are the ones you have to talk to. And by the way, Marty, good sermon. And Daryl, you're doing great down there in the Bahamas. Wonderful way to go. But Daryl's point about contacting teachers and getting them to see what you have is a way to get to the superintendents, to get them to open the door to let you in. I don't know. I see Academy being very, very huge to the education industry. It's going to change. It's going to be like changing a light bulb.
Absolutely.
You know, and Julie, you know, you have those light bulb moments or movements, however you want to say it. I see this as being a very, very huge tool for schools from grade school right up through college. Between Academy and staff, oh my goodness. And the history of education will be changed like a light bulb. God bless.
Absolutely, Tim. Thank you so much. Very true. It goes from grade school to college, post-grad, everywhere. Not only Academy is helping, is beneficial, staff, every single product of ONPASSIVE. Imagine you want to put the videos together, right?
You can't pinpoint one thing.
Yeah.
It's all going to work.
It's the entire ecosystem of ONPASSIVE will be beneficial for anyone that participate.
Yes,
and I see that, you know, looking at my mom every night, going home, stay until midnight and prepare for the next day. It's terrible, right? Right now we have the tools to do it within ONPASSIVE. So thanks, Tim, for bringing that up.
With our Academy and what it provides, our children and the children coming about will get a better education than they're getting now. It will be
Absolutely.
more well-rounded.
Thank you, Tim. All right, Nazrul from Bangladesh, if you would please unmute your mic.
Thank you, Julie. Give me a chance. Good evening, all panelists and all dedicated ONPassivians. On behalf of our Bangladesh community, I think O Academy is a revolutionary product on our ONPassive, and today's topic is very much relevant to our country, especially the third world country. We have not getting so much highest level of education. I think these teachers who are not knowledgeable and learned about IT, they will be not get more benefit, but a learned and IT knowledgeable teacher will be get more benefit from ONPassive, and it is more helpful for our student, especially our third world students. They have gotten a chance and a chance about the first world country. So my one query is, if a student has completed a degree or short degree, who will give the certificate, and is this certificate is accepted by any government? Please tell me.
When someone finishes the course with an ONPASSIVE, it's the teacher or the university or the professor who teaches that give them the degree, not ONPASSIVE. So this is something where we are still learning as we go. At this point, that's what I believe, that the professor or the teachers, or if there's university, is that they will be giving the degree, not ONPASSIVE.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Julie.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Sylvie Wanzi, I see that your hand is raised. Please open your mic.
Thank you, Julie, for giving me the floor. Thank you, Milo. Thank you, Maidi, for the excellent knowledge that you provide here. Let me tell you that what you are doing is teaching. You are trying to, to transmit knowledge, and that is part of teaching. Teaching is a very broad, profession. It is very multifaceted, and it can be counselor, role model, and everything that we can imagine. So I'm just grateful on what passive will bring to the third world, because when I remember back in my teenager, when we were at school, we didn't have the capability to access some tools like, books, library, and so on. So we were really limited. What happened is we rely only on what the teacher was giving us. So today, with the technology that is, becoming the tool that we're going to use, and added to the to AI that our CEO brought to the product, I'm kind of envision how big he will benefit, the third world. How come? I know that now, even though if we are more than 100 in class, because that's how it is, people are in sometimes 60, 100 in a class, and there is no way that the teacher can, capture the attention of all the students, meaning what those who are willing to learn will learn, but most of them will not even listen to what the teacher is saying. But through Academy, I know that there is the attention, span included in the tool. So teacher will be able, if it's through a video conference that we will have, he will be able to see the student distraction, which is benefit for everybody. And in return, even those teachers, since everything is about knowledge, and knowledge is power, teacher will transmit their knowledge, and at the same time, they will be able to educate themselves, through everything that we have, they will be able to go and recycle, to do the continuing education, because in the third country, teachers are not as paid as we know, but they're the one doing the great job. But they might not have capability, financial ability to pay and recycle themselves. But with ONPASSIVE, everything will be, cheaper and affordable. So teacher will have the chance to go back to school, recycle, and bring back again knowledge. So that is the little thing I have to say today. Thank you so much for this topic. It's very interesting, and I'm pretty sure that he will help everybody. Even all of us, we go back to school. What are we doing? We are here in class. So I'm very grateful. It will give me the opportunity to go and listen from those who know, and also help me to transmit what my knowledge. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Milo, Maddie, and everyone.
Thank you, Sylvie. Thanks so much, everyone, for bringing a lot of points here today. As we all know, a lot of the things that we brought here are the resources, right? The resources for the teachers. Let's talk about what can we do from this point in ONPASSIVE to help them to be able to share their passion. They don't have to worry about paying back their loan, right? Paying for materials, paying back, spending their own money to prepare for the courses, right? So there's so much more than just the resources that we're providing teachers. I see Sherry Dursaway is hand raised. Sherry, if you would please unmute your mic.
Hello, everybody. This has been incredible. Thank you for having this. Thank you for all the leaders who share their input. It's really amazing. So I know a couple of teachers, and I know that a lot of them do put out their own money for supplies and stuff, even though out here in California, they say that the lottery money is supposed to go towards that, but whatever. So that's going to be phenomenal. My daughter is a vegan chef, so she'll be able to use this to go out throughout the world to share her craft. And my brother is a mechanic, and I know that he comes home, he teaches the high school kids, so he really needs a break from them. I know I know that he enjoyed it during the lockdown for a little bit. So I just believe that teachers don't make any money, and I really never thought that was fair to begin with. And so this is going to change that. Now, as far as a student, this is going to be a blessing for me. One, this is going to be a blessing for so many people, because there's a lot of bullying when you go to school. It's kind of crazy what happens in school. I mean, kids are kids, but at least this will cut down a lot of that. And then I'm one of those people who freeze at test. So maybe this will help me so I don't freeze so much at test during the class time. So this is just a win-win-win-win-win-win in so many ways that I am excited for it, because I know there's lots of things I'm looking to learn. So if you got anything out there, I'm waiting to learn it. Thank you so much, Julie, and everybody. I love what everybody is doing. I love the platform that we're learning more about what things can do for us and for others. And that's the main thing, is to help others. Love you all to pieces. Take care. God bless you all at the very top. Warriors Hip Hop.
Absolutely, Sherry. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say that if you are teachers right now watching this video or on YouTube on live stream, please get back with the person who shared this with you. It is very important, beneficial for you as well to be part of ONPASSIVE, is because you have gone through years and years of learning, to actually share your knowledge with the kids, right? With other people, not to spend your own money out to pay for more things and to develop the courses that you need. ONPASSIVE has that solution for you. So if you are watching this and you are teachers or a trainer or coach, anything, or even if you are looking to learn or to teach another language, right? I would love to learn French, right? I would love to learn another language. So if you are out there and you wanted to be part of this, want to use the resources that we have or the values that we have here, would love for you to get back with the person who shared that with you. Dr. Benny, I see you have your hand raised. Would love to hear from you.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to each and everyone. Thank you, Ms. Julie, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Milo and Brother Matty. I believe this is an interesting story. When I left Cameroon, when I was in Cameroon as a student, we did not have, there was no internet. We did not have a lot. We didn't have a lot of resources. And so when our instructor provide us with an assignment, we did not even have library at all at that time when I left Cameroon. But there were some few textbooks that they told us to buy, and we just have to go and utilize the textbooks. And just to let you know, or each and everyone, yes, most of the instructors or the teachers all over the globe, they are underpaid. And it is about time, because they spend most of their time, 8 hours teaching the students. We expect the government to really, really pay them. But anyway, when I came, my father is an educator as well. And I am forced. I have to go to school, whether I like it or not. As we all know, maybe a lot of people don't like school, but education is the key to success. To me, without education, I am nothing. To be good is not good enough. You have to exceed expectation. So when I attended school in the United States, I noticed that I went to traditional school in class, and I have to buy all the textbooks and everything. And then my first master's was traditionally, and I have counseling, a master's in counseling, which I do counsel some of the students as well. I can mentor students as well if they need my help, because it is very, very important. Then attending Capella University, the school loan was too much. I am so thrilled that ONPASSIVE, we do have academy that people or the students, they will not be able to spend too much money. My school loan is too much, it's too much. So there are a lot of resources based upon COVID-19. A lot of students were utilizing, like Zoom in order to do their homework. Now I have my half brother in Cameroon. For the first time, he told me to buy him a laptop because he couldn't go to school. He has to do his own homework from home. So, but I know that Academy would do a lot. It will help a lot of people all over the globe. So I will like all the, by the way, I was a teacher as well. I taught here in America, biology and environmental science. And most of the students did not want to do their homework at all. So they have textbooks, but they don't want to do it. But some of them don't have pencils and pen. So what I do, I go and buy pen and pencil for them, because some of their parents don't have the money to buy books for them, like notebooks as well. So I believe that Academy will really, really help a lot of our instructors and our students as well, because most of the time you guys will stay at home and, like the teachers will be looking at you. They do have the courses, right? And our students now will be working intensely, doing their homework online, which is very important. I don't want to waste too much time, but I want to thank you so much for this opportunity. And I want to thank our CEO because he is here to eradicate poverty and to uplift humanity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thanks for being here, and thank you for your contribution on this topic as well. As we all understand that, you know, what ONPASSIVE is offering right now, especially we're focusing on the teachers, the mentors. It's a tremendous values that we're putting on the table. As for all of us who are listening to this program, I would say, ask ourselves, how can the local district, how can the local chapter can be beneficial from this program, from also from what ONPASSIVE is offering? And I truly really stirred a little bit in your mind so that you can think bigger, further than just the founders, being the founders of ONPASSIVE, right? Milo, I see that you are in your car. Are you be able to, I know you're started driving now. So whenever you're ready, Milo, just jump in, okay?
Okay, Julie, I'm having troubles. They got my car, I thought fixed, but now it's got a loud noise in it. So I'm back at the dealership, so or back at the shop. So I'm gonna be out for a little bit. Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right, Milo. Thank you. All right, Mamata, I see that you have your hand raised. Would love to hear from you. And please, let's stay on the track of this topic we're discussing.
Thank you very much, Julie. Thanks a lot. I could not resist myself after when I see YouTube was going on live, and the topic was really near to my heart. And I pinged you and you have sent me the link, and thank you very much. Many, many thanks for both of you, and even hello everyone over here, all the LC leaders, Marty and Milo also. First of all, myself, Mamta Kulkarni from Pune, India. I am relating this topic with me because I'm working as a teacher since 25 years. So it was not a very smooth journey, but yes, many challenges we had overcome it. Basically, I believe that parents and the teachers, they shape up the next generation. As far as our country is concerned, I'm living in Maharashtra state, and few small cities, they are also having the private schools. Here the private schools are many as compared to the government schools. So I don't know about the remaining countries, but I would like to talk about my country, what is going on over here. As a teacher, it's my analysis and observation. Schools are enrolled under charitable trusts. So they are paying less bills for electricity, less bills for water, less bills, even the land is taken on lease with no, relatively with no value. So those who are having the good connections, they get it and they are establishing their private schools. Now I will come to the topic where what the teachers actually are relating with our product, and why they should relate it to our academy or ONPASSIVE or entire our revolutionary business. Actually, the teachers are teaching over here, but the pay scales are relatively very less. Some private schools are offering them some another amount and giving them some another amount. So I believe that proper rewards are not given back to the teacher and their entire hard work. Though we consider that this is a very noble profession, but the treatment is practically given is something else. I am right now talking about the facts which is going on, as I am working over here since 25 years. Now the teachers are teaching with a low payment, or with signing amount is something else and receiving amount is something else. Academy is providing them the global platform to work. Some teachers are they are very much keen to teach many subjects. So of course they can enroll their subjects, they can enroll themselves there as a recognized teacher along with their degrees and all. And it may happen later on that they are establishing way ahead than they are thinking. Then they are working 20-25 years in any private school with a very high position. So that is a game changer for the teachers. And as far as the students are concerned, the students are learning from the teacher whatever the schools are employing them. Now academy is going to give even the students a big spectrum towards selecting the teachers. The students may be able to select their own teacher, because the teacher's entire profile would be there on academy profile section. So the teachers and students and the parents, they would discuss, and the teachers would be selected directly by the parents and the students. Now the students, when the students are selecting the teachers and they are all teachers are teaching and the students are learning, then what the main aspect is going to change, that is the main system is going to be changed. Why? Because when we are teaching from home, entire building, which right now we are requiring all these things, 3-4 floors and many maushis and kakas and maids and all, this entire things are not going to happen, because the students are going to learn from their own home. The teachers travel expense and the travel time also will be reduced. The students are under the, yes, and the students are monitoring, they would be monitored by their own parents. So the parents, there would be a good rapport and emotional bonding between the parents and the students, that whatever they are doing, the parents are monitoring them. So actually they are raising their child in true sense. Because otherwise what happened, the students they board the bus and the parents say bye bye, and then they evening they come, but they do not know entire what happened in these 7 to 8 hours, what happened in bus, what happened in class. Entire environment is changing. There are so many social problems also where the students should not get exposed right now at that age. I'm talking about the primary section. So
absolutely, you know, Mamata, there are so much, a lot of the things that you brought on right now. I believe that all the products of ONPASSIVE, especially Academy, will be able to give the teachers to monitor the students as well.
Yes. So now it is our country has changed the educational policy. So education policy, the changed what the students are, they can select any subject. It's not now science, commerce and arts. They can select any stream, means 1 subject from art, 2 subject from science. So that is the very good part on Academy. We get the lot of lists of the global teachers that the children can select their teacher, and then they can have whatever subject they want to teach. Apart from the policy, apart from the subject, any extra subjective for foreign languages, if they want to learn, of course they can, in addition to their policy, they can inculcate their habits in that. And the last point I would like to mention it, that customer is a king. This is a global platform and a revolutionary system. Customer is a king. So every child is not going to earn and learn. They are going to learn and earn. So this paradigm shift is happening over there. The parents need not have any pressure or stress about the fees, loan for the fees or something else, teaching them, sending them, taking them away, then bringing them at home. All this system is going to be changed in 360 degree. And the last, our honorable founder before me, 2-3 founders back, one, he was talking about the oblast, and he has suggested that we can give away the PCs to the children. But I would something at that time I had accepted that very nicely, and I am really happy for that. But along with that, I would that Mr. Ash Mufar, our CEO, was talking about the physical products. But then we are having so much of strength, and it's a need of the
Thank you,
education system.
Mamata, for joining us. I appreciate your sharing. I do have other hands that are raised right now. I appreciate
Yes.
some of the point that you brought up, and
Yes,
definitely.
only one point, that this, it may happen that the mobiles, tabs, or the PCs can be given to the students through our physical products. If we are thinking for the physical products, it will help a lot for academy and for entire system. Thanks a lot, Julie, for calling me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on to the Julie and Milo show today. Up next, I see Mallory Perry. Mallory, I see your hand raised. Nice to meet you. I haven't seen you here before. I'm glad that you're joining us.
Thank you. I am friends with Robin Noble. She introduced me to ONPASSIVE.
Beautiful.
And, my question is kind of technical, I guess. And we may not be able to answer it. We may not have the answer yet. But in talking with schools, say it's a small private school that you want to bring on, and maybe they're always fundraising, but if they become ONPASSIVE founders, the ONPASSIVE opportunity becomes a perpetual fundraiser for them, and they can count on those additional funds coming in. But my question is about the platform. Say there are 100 teachers in this school, and of course you have administration and the accounting. I realize that there are some products on the dashboard on the complete platform that you can designate who has access to them and who does not. And the accounting one is a perfect one to point that out. There may be just 4 people in this private school who have access to the accounting. However, with the email, with the constant contact product that we're doing, and with the Zoom, and with the CRM, how is it safe to say that one license, if you will, or one founding member position, is it safe to say that the entire school could operate off of that one license?
Absolutely, I believe so. And I know Daryl Cook here, if he can add into what I am answered. I have heard that not only that can use that one position, but ONPASSIVE will also give them the white label to be able to run that. Am I right, Daryl? If you would please address that.
Hey, yes, Mallory. Here's what my understanding is. Every school is think of it as a company. Every teacher is a manager. Every manager has a group of people that they're over and above. So the school district would have absolute control of who to give that to, and it would be pertinent for that district to give not every teacher, but every school in the district that particular permission. But here's a better plan. And if you can get to the superintendents, and in the United States, it seems more difficult right now because just the way the money is handled. But again, if you go grassroots and you start talking to teachers, and then if you can get into the superintendents, think about this. If every school district would then go to their teachers and say, if you become a reseller, you not only have your own platform for your own retirement system beyond the school district, you have every means for parent-teacher conferences, every means for peer-to-peer conferences, and then it just goes beyond and beyond and beyond. One point I wanted to say is remember that every district, especially private schools, since you brought that up, Mallory, private schools are always afraid that their curriculums will go out there, and if it goes public, they lost their handle on that. The only thing that ONPASSIVE has is the license to promote your curriculum. You still own it. No one else can grab that, and you give that permission to whomever is coming in. So a private school can actually, and that's what I tell the people in the Bahamas, the private schools are always looking for students. Well, guess what? Now you can go from island to island, and then you can actually start bringing students in from other countries. So it's going to be huge. But back to your license, I do believe the district, because I bring up the point of the private college that we have in the Bahamas, that college will be able to give every staff and every professor a license, the ability to go into that staff, into that whole platform. And then remember the team, when we were shown staff, if a parameter or a field has to be changed, all we have to do is write to support and say, could you change this to XYZ rather than what it is already? And they can adapt that very easily. I got a little long-winded, but I hope I answered your question.
Well, one thing that I did want to point out, though, and this is coming from a fundraising standpoint, as opposed to getting into the school administrator, the people who are actually making the decisions, and the parent-teacher organizations. If you can't get into to see the superintendent and explain the whole concept, explain the whole platform, you could possibly make inroads with the head of the PTO for that particular school and say, okay, this is $100 opportunity. I mean, when it was explained to me, I was like, for $97, of course I'm going to gamble on this. What else have I wasted $97 on, you know? But so at least the PTO could claim that founding position, put the school in line for the eventual benefits, financial benefits that are going to come down the pike, and also the myriad of products that are available on the dashboard for the teachers. So that might be another way to get into the schools, and from a perpetual fundraiser standpoint.
That's absolutely correct. And we also address that down where we're working with the Bahamian teachers. Remember I mentioned the parent-teacher conferences. That's a perfect platform to say, take this now to your PTO and explain it. So you're absolutely correct. I got smiling when I heard you say that.
So we've got 60 days. We need to get busy.
Absolutely. It's counting down.
But don't forget resellers. Don't forget resellers. So it's going to be perpetual, and it will move for a long time.
It will be. But if you can get in now, you should.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mallory. Nice to meet you, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daryl Cook. Right now, we do have Daryl Cook here with us. He has very well knowledge in this field. So if any one of you who are here and have questions in regarding to this topic, how to approach somebody, how to share this with anybody, the school district or private school, or even, chapters, right? Feel free to raise your hands. We do have about 30 minutes left here. So please feel free to raise your hands. Gladys, good to have you here with us. Please go ahead and unmute your mic and make your comment or state your questions.
Thank you so much, Julie and Milo, for this discussion. This is a great one. I know many leaders have said so many things, speakers. I really appreciate it. That was very informative. But I'm going to say something, how OCAD, ONPASSIVE generally will help teachers, and especially Academy. I have loved ones and friends who are teachers who worked so hard throughout their lives. But the retirement is so little, $20 a month, $30 a month. In your old age, what can you do? We know teaching is a very heavy career in terms of waking up every single morning, Monday to Friday. And when you come home, you still continue working, marking the papers. So you literally don't have time to rest. Your body wears down as the years go by. And then in your old age, especially in third world countries, that's the retirement you get. What can that take care of? It cannot take care of your health in your old age. It cannot feed you in your old age. It cannot feed your children and your grandchildren in your old age. So at this time, what I'm doing is trying to talk to the teachers because they are knowledgeable. They have subjects they are passionate about. If they can start putting classes together, because ONPASSIVE has the tools that they can use once they have their courses written, put together, they can have them on ONPASSIVE such that they can have residual income in their old age. Because when you grow old, you don't have the energy to go find, another job to start doing. So I believe that ONPASSIVE will help the teachers to be able to monetize from their skills to have residual income in their old age. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gladys. Very true. A lot of teachers working hard because they want to have a good retirement, right? But right now, how many of them are actually working because they have a passion to do it? I'm very sure if we were taking the money or the salary out of the equations and just focusing on the passion of teaching, I'm very sure we'd be able to find so many of that teachers out there. Within, if they are founders of ONPASSIVE, the living conditions part has already taken out of the equations, right? So now all they got to do is focusing on their passion instead. And that's why I love about this topic, sharing this topic so that all of us can really think, are there teachers in my life? Are there, coaches in our life, mentors in our life that I really truly want to sponsor, not only to sponsor, just to share this topic, just to share ONPASSIVE with them. Niraj, so good to see you and have you here. Please unmute your mic.
Okay, so thank you, Julie. So you had asked a question, how to approach teachers. Personally, I have not approached anybody, but this is what I would do if I approach one. I would tell them, okay, this is the future of education. Number one, remote learning. Second is lifelong learning. It's gone are those days when you had education just to get a job. Now it is the education is lifelong. Third is AI in learning, and fourth is nano learning. That means educating the students in small sessions of 10-15 minutes, very small. Now all I think majority of this are covered by Academy. First thing, you apart from Academy, you can also use OConnect, where you can actually conduct a live class. Then you can use OPost, where you want to give information about to all the students who have taken your course. You want to inform them about a new course that is available from them. Then you can use OShop if you want to create an own merchandise for better engagement. And lastly, OChat. OChat means that if a student has a question about a particular topic that the tutor is actually teaching, ready-made answers will be available. So there will be no disruption when the tutor is actually teaching. So this I think are the tools that ONPASSIVE can help, according to me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Niraj, for bringing some of the products up, because it's truly not only Academy can help teachers, the other products in ONPASSIVE can do that as well. The entire ecosystem of ONPASSIVE can help any individuals who want to teach, who want to share their passion. Are there any other questions that anyone would like to bring up? Any angles that we haven't touched in this topic at all? All right, in the chat, I share the YouTube link for this discussion. If anyone would like to take that and save that with you, just in case you have any ones that in the field that we're talking about. You can actually share this discussion with them as well. There's a lot of nuggets in this discussions that we brought up. I see David Schweitzer has his hand raised. David, did you want to speak?
Okay, I just want to ask one question of Daryl, and we're talking about teaching here. How's it going to help for special education people? How's it going to help? How ONPASSIVE going to help with that?
Daryl Cook, would you like to answer the question?
Wow, what a loaded question. Every student in my book is a special needs case. I'm going to answer that maybe in a kind of a convoluted way. If anybody knows about the old Montessori school idea and the philosophy came out of France, it's that every child already has the adult in them, what they're going to be. So when you take a special ed teacher, okay, their job is to come in and to try to take where that student is from point A to try to help them get, into the realm of the normal everyday school schedule. There's nothing normal today in the school schedule. So you take Academy. If a teacher has the tool, the platform, and there's many out there, but I think we're going to have the superior one. If that special educator has a platform to where they can take their best strategies for each individual student, record that, and then be able to do the one-on-one with the student with the Connect platform. Just think about where those strengths for the student can come out and the strengths for the teacher. I saw so many times in the public, I taught 24 years in a public school, but it was a very tiny public school. So I worked very, very, very carefully and strategically with those special needs teachers because they have the skill set. So if the student and that special needs teacher can have the platform every day to go outside the norm, that's what happens in the regular classroom setting. Number one, you don't have the time, and number two, you generally don't have the ability to get outside of the box. And so I think that's what the special needs teachers have to see with a platform where they can kind of move outside of the box and then work individually with each one of those students. And Mr. Mufara said it many months ago. Once you record that lesson, you can keep going back and tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it. So now you have it and it can be replicated not only for this student for this time, but you have now a video library. When you have another student that has a similar situation, boom, you bring that up and you can use that again. So I hope that kind of gave you enough ammunition to start to think about how far this could go, especially for the special needs teacher. Oh, and about reporting. I'm sorry. When you have to start recording and reporting everything as a teacher, you have no time. With those staff and the ability to put everything that you need into that digital format, I think it's going to free up a teacher's time at home tremendously.
That's great.
Wow.
I used to be one, so.
Oh.
I used to be one, so that's great.
That's beautiful. Thank you for the questions and thank you for the answer, Daryl. True. I mean, you can create your own library within ONPASSIVE's products. That's beautiful. I mean, you only have to do it once, and then you can go back and tweak it and continue your course and open up to so much more. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you, Daryl. I see Runa. Runa has her hand raised. Runa, good to see you. Please go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you, Julie and everyone. Thank you so much for giving me time and opportunity to talk. Regarding, this is a good topic, academy for ONPASSIVE. Thank you. The place where I come from.
Runa,
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Yes, this academy is a good topic. Thank you so much for that, Julie and Milo, and Mati and other LC leaders. Thank you. The place where I come from, the school started in 1987. And to this day, the village, the school, we don't have any teachers. Some teachers, they go because the place is the remote isolated. There's no services there, so they have to run away. In doing that, many students did not learn learn a lot. They did not go to high schools and colleges till now. So this academy will be very helpful to help my people and my community schools, the primary schools, colleges, and high schools in my district in Papua New Guinea, and yeah, to help a lot of students. So I'm so proud to be a founder in ONPASSIVE, and thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Benny. You are so valuable, and I would be happy and will help me to come to my country, my village, to help me a lot, and other teachers as well. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Renan. Good to see you here as well. Absolutely. This program that we are doing on passive values, if you are going out there and share the values of ONPASSIVE, I think we're going to change a lot of life, not only the teachers, the professors, but the students as well. And at the end of the day, it's all in the education, right? Even from very young kids until old age, we are still learning. So thank you so much for joining us today. We are now about 20 minutes till the end of the time. I'm going to leave some of the time for Milo to recap our whole conversation. But if anyone has any last question for Daryl, please raise your hands. Or, all right, John will be the last speaker today. And then I would love to hear from Daryl some of his words of wisdom as well. So John, go right ahead, please.
Yes, actually, mine wasn't for Daryl. I was going to take it down as soon as I heard you for Daryl. I was going to say something about my own industry.
Kind of hard to hear you. Can you get closer to the mic?
Yes. Is this any better?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I was going to say it wasn't for Daryl. It was for my industry, theater arts and entertainment arts in general. But when I'm sitting here, I'm actually at work on a film right now. I'm on a break. And I kept thinking about how it applies to everything from actors, drama coaches, producers, just everybody in that industry. For example, vocal coaches, singing teachers. I know a lady that's been teaching singing for so many years, and during the COVID times, she's had to do her entire coaching and teaching through another product that we know, which would be somewhat like our O Connect. But O Academy is something that I can even think my own union, for example. I get messages every day about webinars, and they may be from anything from, for example, a lot of our auditions today are done self-tape online, and they're trying to teach us through webinars by a certain product they use, and then they'll also tell us about software products for taping, for editing, all things that we're going to have on passive. And it would be so much easier if we would be able to take all those products, incorporate it into one, and be taught classes, like I say, everything from acting to just how to make your own self-tape for an audition. So I just wanted to bring that up, that this goes into so many areas when you're talking about education, and it's also considered into the arts as well. So I just wanted to bring that up very quickly. That's all I got.
Absolutely. Thank you, John. You brought up a point too. It's not only in school, right? In arts, theaters, dramas, everywhere. So, you know, I'm very sure you know one of those person in that field. this would be a great opportunity for you to share that with them. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. If you are in any of the topic, actually the field that we are talking about, theater, teaching, school, educations, this is it for you. This is a place for you. So please get back with the person who shared this with you and ask them for more details. You know, as we all know, ONPASSIVE products are currently in beta testing, but you want to tap into it right now just so that you get understanding about what are these products going to be beneficial to you. So get back with the person who shared this with you, become a founders. If you would like to learn from this point on, it's only cost you $97 and $5 credit card fee. You get to tap into the educations, the profit, the values that we all get to tap in the past 3 years. It's not too late. You have about less than 60 days. So get back with the person who shared this with you. And if you want to watch this webinar again, please save the YouTube link. I share it here, or if you're watching on YouTube right now, save that link, go back and listen to it and see what is in this conversation help you to be part of ONPASSIVE as well. Milo is going to do the recap in about 5 minutes. Daryl Cook, thank you for being here. You have brought so much value to our conversation today. I would like for you to give us some of your word of wisdom, as you are the person who actually been doing this, not only in teaching, but you've been sharing this with everyone around Bahamas and where you are today. So give us your word of wisdom, Daryl.
Well, Julie, thanks a lot. I'm glad I jumped on. I'm typically not, a guy to get into the spotlight, but John, I'll have to tell you, working in a small school district in a small community, I did a lot of drama. I never got to the level of summer stock theater, but I worked a lot with some very good directors and some theater owners. And in the school, we had the drama club, we had all kinds of hoops we had to hurdle. So I had to learn about lighting, I had to learn about soundboards and balance and all of that. So you think about just the little school teacher who can use Ocademy and not only learn how to do all that from other professionals like yourself that could put those, instructional videos, but then they can start creating their own and give them to their students. What a great platform Ocademy will have on that. So Julie, in summary, remember what Ash said. You find the need of the teacher. And I believe that's going to be the approach that we're going to have to go with schools. Now, there are a lot of private schools where the owners came out of the teaching industry. That's probably why they have the private school. So that's another avenue, but find their need, then give them the solution. I think it's that simple. And I believe that we have the solution. And you were right. We're so close now. It's not when Marty said, when I know of that particular instant when they were talking to the university. Well, you know what? It's so close now. And don't be afraid to find a sponsor that really, it's $97. I know not everybody can do that, but folks, if you can find that teacher, my wife and I are investing in people. I have 4 grandchildren in Bahamas, so that was my impetus there, because my daughter and son-in-law, they want them in good, my grandchildren in good schools, but the cost, number one, for a good private school is very, very, very high. And then to try to find a curriculum online that's affordable is another challenge. So my goal in the Bahamas was to say, I want many, many options for my children and grandchildren. So why shouldn't every child in the Bahamas, every other country in the world have that same option? So that was my drive.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Daryl. Someone just sent me a text and I just want to throw it out really quick. He has a friend who wrote a book, and obviously he wants to put it in ONPASSIVE to sell it. But his question is, does ONPASSIVE take a cut from the sale? And then also, what products would he be able to put that book on? Do you want to take that question, Daryl?
Well, I would put it this way. I don't think ONPASSIVE is out there for ONPASSIVE. Everything I hear Mr. Mufara say, he's going to be branding us and sending us out. So all ONPASSIVE is the platform. You're going to purchase the package to be able to market. So ONPASSIVE has already earned its profit share on that. So all you're going to do now is use ONPASSIVE to market your book. I believe that's the avenue.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Daryl, for being here with us. Milo, I'm sending it back to you. I know that you are safe and stable in your car right now. Please give us your recaps.
Julie, it was a great show. I got to hear most of it. I did miss some of it in and out of the shop, and it's freezing up here. But what a great show, and some good nuggets, man. And some of the takeaways from it, you know, we have the product that will do anything that you can imagine. And I think what Daryl said, it allows you to think outside the box. You no longer are restricted by what your software is or what your books are. Remember, we have the internet, which is a full line of resource. So whatever anyone has ever done, you have access to that. You have access to them showing you how to do that. And really, at the end of the day, we're talking about teachers. But at the end of the day, every one of us is a teacher, some way or another. If you're a mother, you're a teacher. If you're a father, you're a teacher. You know, it's just something that we do, you know, with life. And we'll be able to bring that to everyone. There'll be the resources are there. No longer do you need a library. You have the resources there. I thought as Daryl was talking, one of the big nuggets that I got was he talking about special ed teachers. And I have a niece that is a special ed teacher, you know, and I know she puts a lot of time into her lessons, and she puts a lot of crafts together and how they're going to do it and stuff like that. And when you think about it with this, you can do that lesson. And like Daryl said, you don't have to redo the lesson each time. You can tweak it. And I know they can do that somewhat, but not to the extent that if it's an hour lesson, you know, you save that hour, because all you do is you play the video or whatever, and you're teaching that lesson again. Whereas right now, you know, even though they've done the lesson before and they just have to repeat it, it still takes an hour to do. This saves them time. I think it will save them a lot of time that type of way. You know, as far as the same way with, I got a couple nieces that are teachers, and I know that they buy their students pencils and paper and stuff, because remember, all of us aren't blessed as well as others. And sometimes, you know, if you're blessed and you see a child that's trying to learn but doesn't have the essential tools that they need, you might go buy it for them. How cool is that? That now we have, you know, ONPASSIVE that, you know, you can do that, whether you sponsor a student or you sponsor a student's family or whatever. And how cool is it that they are able to be connected to the students? You know, you're connected to the students and then to their parents, and you could give the homework out, you know, and stuff like that. But then you have the ability to that hour that you're not spending teaching per se. You can take that hour and you can talk to each of the students at separate times and bring it to them individually. I think that's a great point to make, you know. But even if you break it down to, like I said, we're all teachers, and John was saying about, you know, his industry, and Daryl was saying, you know, about lighting and all that. There is so much that go into productions of musicians and concerts and stuff like this. And if you just have a little bit of knowledge where someone knows about it, it's easy to learn a lot. You know, if you have a video, you want to do this. How many times have we wanted to do something? And it's cool now because you can just go to YouTube and usually punch in and find anything you want to do. But this would be more on a personal level, you know, that you have a teacher, you know. And even how about going to Sunday school teachers? what if a Sunday school teacher can make their program, you know, they could be there with the children, but they could also show a video of you know, maybe you know, puppets or something, which kids love, and it can explain a story a lot of times, but everyone doesn't have the ability to be a puppeteer or you know, whatever, but you'll be able to share things like this and learn. I think all of this comes around to, you know, whatever you need, I think it's there with ONPASSIVE. You know, if you need it, it's there. If it's not there, guess what? They will make it. If it is for the masses, they will make it. So the big takeaway is, you know, for teachers. Oh, and someone else, I think it was maybe Listra, I can't remember, but someone brought up about the retirement, you know, and it is so true that, you know, when we get older, you know, who wants to be out, you know, having to work all the time? What about using that for a retirement plan? You know, it works. Everything works, you know, with ONPASSIVE. If you can imagine it, it's there. You know, and Field of Dreams says, if you build it, they will come. And basically, that's what ONPASSIVE is. Mr. Ashmafara has said many times, whatever we need, we can make. And, you know, keep your minds open, because I'm telling you, ONPASSIVE is much bigger than any of us think. But I thought there was some really good golden nuggets that were dropped today. Marty had some good ones when he was talking, you know, and just the whole program. So just want to thank you all for coming, and remember, we wouldn't have a show if you was not here. So thank you, Julie. Sorry I kind of left you hanging today a little bit, but I had to get my tire fixed. I got to get out and drive tonight, so I only had that time to do it. So all right.
Perfect. Thank you, Milo. I'm glad you're still trying to get in. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us. Thank you, everyone who have contributed, especially Daryl. You just popped in and you really blow this into a lot of areas. Why we appreciate you always. Everyone, as you understand, the Julie and Milo show, our purpose is to create values, to bring people out, to bring people ideas and thinking out into the open, to share that with other people. So please do share the videos that we have done. We have done how ONPASSIVE can help with music industry. We've done how ONPASSIVE could help with real estate, with teachers, with churches. We've done about 4 shows now regarding this topic. We are continue to do a lot more. And if you have a topic that you feel that there is a needs in it that needs to be addressed, it needs to bring up, please let us know. We will absolutely will focus on that. On Wednesday, we are focusing on how ONPASSIVE could help with the health and wellness industry, possibly focusing on the products. I know a lot of us are coming from other health and wellness industry or affiliate business, right? I'm sure we do have some of that. And I know that we all have a background in health and wellness from somewhere down the road, or even if the product that you are currently taking right now that you feel is beneficial for other, right? It's not about the show that tells about the product, you know, what you're into, but how are we going to take the values of ONPASSIVE to share to these company or these product company as well. So I really like you to think about that, right? And then come to with us on Wednesday, bring that up and have a discussion. How are we going to help that industry as well? So without further ado, I would love for everyone to open your mic, say hello or say goodbye to everyone, and have a great day. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, please get back with the person who shared this with you. And if you want to save the YouTube link to share that with other, I encourage you to do so. Thank you so much. Good night from Orange County, California.
Good night.
Good
Thanks a
night
lot,
from
Julie.
Houston,
Milo.
Texas.
Good night.
Good night from Houston, Houston,
Milo,
Texas.
Bye from Canada.
Yeah, hi. Hi.
Good night.
Out.
job, Gorilla.
We're happy you're here.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Milo.
Thank you, Milo.
Good night.
Well,
Good night.
Juanita, Listra.
Good night,
Mr. Milo, thank you very much.
Good night,
You
Marcian. Good night,
right, bye-bye,
Amy.
everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Mr. Moreno.
Next week. Thank you.
Mr. Barilla.
Thank you, guys.
Time to
Thank you.
go.
Take care.
Good
Thank
night.
you. No one wants to leave.
It's time to
Bye,
go. Good
Miss
night,
Ellen.
Ellen.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, thank
Please
you.
stay well. I'm going to end it
Hey,
now.
Cynthia Bright.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Goodbye now.
Good
Goodbye.
night.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Good night.
Okay.
I
Bye,
will
Mr.
post
Milo.
these in the back office, just so you know. All these links, all these discussions that we have done, I will be posting them tonight in the back office.
All
Everyone have
right.
a great weekend. Goodbye.
Bye, Taylor.
Bye. Bye.